Welcome to Accounting Made Simple, where numbers make sense and confidence begins. I'm Mr. Samson, and today we're diving back into our accounting topics. Whether you're in grade 10, 11, or 12, you are in the right place. Let's break it down step by step for you.
Good day, welcome, and today is a different day. We are looking for EMS questions. This paper is for grade 9, November 2022, paper 1, Financial Literacy, and it is from the Limpopo province. So it is a final year end of paper. Right, so the scope of the work is financial literacy. However, financial literacy in grade 9 covers quite a number of topics that a learner should know. So this paper is structured in this way. You have your short questions, which is section A, accounting question, general ledger, trial balance, and journals. Today I'm going to focus on this, journals. And a quick setup, if you are doing revision for journals for grade 9, you need to know how to list them. You have CRJ, you have CPJ. These two, we are carrying them from grade 9, from grade 8, I mean. If you come to grade 9, then we still cover the two journals, and then we introduce the DJ and CJ, right? After COVID, we had to remove DAJ and CAJ. They used to be part of grade 9 work, but as we speak today, that scope is now covered in grade 10. So you have 4 journals that you must master for a grade 9 learner: CRJ, CPJ, DJ, and CJ. Now let us check. What is it that the examiner is allocating 21 marks for, as well as 30 minutes for that activity? So we're going to question 5. And here is our question 5. I'll zoom in a bit. So Sam Lu is the owner of a bookshop, Benny Bookwell. Markup won't be very important. Markup on cost price is 50%. We're going to apply that one. Then our next stop, complete the following journals with supplied information. CRJ, 14 marks. CPJ, 16 marks. Data's journal, 10 marks. All source documents must be numbered chronologically. Noted. All journals must be totaled at the end of the month. So we must close off all the journals. And we have all these marks which are allocated on journals, which will give us 80 marks. Let us look into this one. So on day 1 October 2022, the owner increased this capital contribution from 100,000 to 120,000. Issue receipt number 45. So the moment you see a receipt, we know this is the CRJ. The challenge that learners have on this transaction is to come up with the actual amount which was received from the owner. The owner increased capital contribution from 100,000 to 120. So the actual amount here, it is 20,000 Rand. That is the amount received from the owner. But the examiner is not going to give you the 20,000. You must find the difference between the two. But this one must be recorded in the CRJ. Then on day 2, issue EFT number 64 to the municipality for the trading license 350,000. So this one is giving us the EFT. And we know this represents the payments. We are transferring the money from our account to the municipality, and we are paying for a trading license. So this is CPJ. And on day 3, issued again another EFT to Zoro Books for the purchase of 100 books for 45 Rand each. And we are buying. That's why we are transferring the money to Zoro Books. It is CPJ. And also, it is very important that you take the nature of our business into consideration. So remember, we own a bookshop. So when you buy these books that they are referring to on day 3, you are buying trading stock. So we are buying trading stock here because we are running a bookshop. When we buy books, the intention is to resell them. So anything that we buy with the intention to resell, that item represents trading stock. So on day 4, sales books to Esther Nyman, EN, for 350. Issued invoice number 2022. Calculate the cost of sales. So the selling price is already there. And the examiner is also helping us to say, remember, the moment you have the issue of selling, you must also calculate cost of sales. So which journal is this one? When you sell goods on credit to a customer, we make use of a DJ. And how do you calculate cost of sales? It is always 100 over 100 plus markup. Our 100 plus markup, it will be 100. And then you need to refer back to the background information. Yes. Our markup is 50%. So it's 100 over 100 plus 50, which will give us 150 Rand multiplied by 350. So if you put that on a calculator, our amount of got commas, I'll simply take 233 as our final answer. I look at that paper. Normally we should not get commas, but this is the examiner. Let us work with what we have. So 100 over 150 times 350, we get 233 Rand. That is the cost of sales figure that you should use. J5, Mark Pretorius buys books on credit for 450. So this person is buying books from us on credit. So remember here you have invoice number 22. This one is going to be invoice number 23 because you are selling to Mark Pretorius. And again, this must be recorded in the DJ. Also, you must calculate cost of sales on this transaction. And we know we are going to say 100 over 150 times 450. And again, I'm having commas here. The cost of sales will be 300. All right, so when we are getting those commas, we are rounding off to the nearest whole number. Even if you put your commas, the educators will follow and find your interest. It is the way the examiner has said this paper. We have some commas, so we're going to round off. So the first one, we're selling to Esther Nyman for 350. If you calculate your cost of sales, it is 233, comma something, whole number, 233. Here is 299,9. So I have to round off as well, and that will give me 300. So those are the two entries there, which are challenging. On day 7, we paid wages by EFT 800. So this one is straightforward, CPJ. On day 11, we received 30 books from J. Fliun and pay here and pay per EFT. So received 30 books from J. Fliun and pay per EFT. Let's retake that one again. Receive 30 books from J. Fluin and pay per EFT. Here you must have an amount. So I'm going to put an amount of 3,600. Okay, I'm including the amount. Whenever you are paying, we should also get the amount. So we received books from J. Fluin, which is the supplier, and pay per EFT 3,600. That will become CPJ. Receive cash for the sales of books 6,500. So we are receiving cash, and this is for the sales of books 6,500. You are having CRJ. But the moment you sell, you must calculate cost of sales. And we said that should be 100 over 150 times 6,500. So every time you find yourself handling the selling of goods, you must immediately calculate the cost of sales. And here it is 4,333. And again, you have commas because of the figures that were given. So round off to the nearest whole number, 4,333. Day 12 again. Mark Pretorius pays 300 on his account. So if you go back, Mark Pretorius is a data. We recorded him in the DJ. And now he's paying only 300. This is CRJ. Paid wages by EFT 800. That will be CPJ. The owner withdraws 2,000 from the business. So the owner withdraws 2,000 from the business. We are giving the money from the business side to the owner side. So this is CPJ. We are paying the owner, and we call this drawings. If you are to record this in the sundry account section, the narration is going to be drawings. Day 20, receive cash of the sales of books 6,500. Okay, it's the same as day 12. So you are receiving cash, and for what? Selling of books, amount still 6,500. So it is CRJ, and you calculate your cost of sales, and our cost of sales is 4,333, just like the previous transaction on day 12. Then on day 20, Esther Nyman pays her account in full. Then it means I don't have an amount, but I must go back and check how much does this customer owes the business. According to our books on day 4, we sold books to Esther Nyman for 350. That is the only transaction we have on EN. Now he's paying his account in full. That will be 350 Rand. So it is 350 Rand here, and this must be recorded in the CRJ because we are receiving. Then pay wages per EFT, all workers receive an increase of 10%. So on weekly basis, they are earning 800. And how do you know that these are weekly basis? I want you to check the day we recorded our first entry on wages, 7. So from day 1 to day 7, 7 days. On day 14, again 7 days, we paid 800. Now on day 21, this is 7 days later, we're going to pay 800. But there is an increase of 10%. So you increase this by 110%. You'll get 880. And that becomes the amount for wages on day 21. And again, this transaction must be recorded in the CPJ. Esther Nyman buys books on credit, 150. Okay, that is DJ, because we are selling goods to this customer on credit. Remember, you must put your source documents. Let us go back to the issue of source documents. Let me change color, especially for the DJ. So we had DJ here. It's invoice 22, right? We have a DJ entry here. It's invoice 23. So if you check all this long, there's no DJ entry, but you're at invoice 23. So when you get to this point, this is going to be invoice number 24. That is for invoices. And again, you must calculate cost of sales. Cost of sales, we said that will be 100 over 150 multiplied by 150 Rand. So your cost of sales figure, this time around, no commas, it is 100 Rand. Please remember, whenever you have a transaction where you are selling goods, immediately calculate cost of sales. It's a requirement. Pay water and electricity to the municipality, 2,000. Okay, this is straightforward. We are paying the municipality. That will be CPJ. Pay the weekly wages according to the increase. Now, this transaction is linked to day 21. 7 days later, we are still paying the wages according to the new increase. So our wrong answer here, it is 880 Rand. And that amount must be recorded in the CPJ. So this was not an easy task. But the examiner tried so hard to make sure that the amounts are not given. You must calculate them, especially the cost of sales, your wages. They also made it very difficult for you to navigate through the transactions. They are not straightforward. You need to understand that we are the business and who are our customers, and Filiun is not a customer. Filiun appeared. We are used to have Filiun as at least J Filiun traders. Then we know that one is a supplier. But in this case, J Filiun is not a data, it's our supplier. And supplier names normally appear as traders or suppliers or something that shows that this is a business. But if you look on day 11, we are paying Filiun, who is our supplier. So this is what we have on question 5. For part A, I'm only interested in allocating these transactions in their specific journals. I'll do part B of the very same piece of work where I'll then record this transaction in their various journals. But for now, we have to end it here. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks for learning with me here at Accounting Made Simple. If this video helped you, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. New lessons drop each and every week, so stay sharp and stay consistent. If you got a question or need help with a topic, drop it in the comment section and I might feature it in my next video.